And welcome back after that pretty stunning game one. And it feels weird to say it for the villains, but shock turnaround in their favor. We're going to go ahead and look ahead to game two now. Go ahead and look ahead. That's how it works. We're going to look at game two now, see if villains can maybe close out the 2-0.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Too Easy had a great start, a great mid-game, and now they know that they can do it. They've just got to match villains' macro play, match Dolph's shot calling. Honestly, I reckon this series is going to go to game number 3.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I also wouldn't be surprised if it didn't, because to the villains' credit there, and this is really why they're still the best team right now in the nation, is because even when they were behind, they were putting everything they could in place to allow them to come back if they were given that window. You know, sending Kensti off to side lanes, all that jazz. So villains showing that they can really keep calm under pressure, and the pressure is kind of not on now because they've got a win under their belt. In any case, we're going to go ahead and take a look at these two teams one more time before we jump on into game 2.
So your winners of game number 1 in the series were the villains. So let's take a look up at these guys first. So in the top lane, we're going to have Bun Bun. Prowling in the jungle is going to be the captain of the team, Dolphs. Kensti in the mid lane. And in the bottom lane, working together, it's going to be Shiny and Purple on your AD carry and the support.
Yeah, of course, coming up against them. Losing game 1 despite an early lead is going to be Too Easy. As we always introduce them, our second seed from the main qualifying game. Jack Attack up top, Rin Toyama in the jungle, Kale in the mid lane in our featured matchup of the week, and then an AD carry and support is going to be Blinky and Cupcake, the dynamic duo as it were.
A lot of respect for them actually coming out from the Meet the Players video. They were asked who they were most worried about in the NZGC. A lot of people said Blinky, a lot of people said Cupcake.
A lot of people said Dolphs.
A lot of Dolphs said Dolphs. Which is honestly very true to his character. Very confident player, to say the least.
Yeah, to say the least.
Honestly,
I'd say a little bit more than that. In fact, I'd say after this Wednesday just been, I think a lot more people are willing to see the villains knock down a peg, and maybe tonight is going to be where that starts as we jump on into Champions League for Game 2. So with Game 1 in mind, are we expecting any major changes in the bans?
Well, in Game 1, we saw a few target bans, quite a few bans actually targeted at the AD carry roles, showing a lot of respect for Blinky and Shiny, respectively. Maokai was also banned out in Game 1, same with Jin, but Maokai against Jack Attack, it's just
Of course he got a ban.
Yeah, it's a potato tank. It's his playstyle, right? Jack Attack very known for playing those big tanks that honestly don't do a whole lot of damage, but never die. And taking that away from him, probably one of his favorite tanks as well, very key. So far though, bans pretty identical. Yeah,
Jin coming out, Caitlyn as well, taken away from Blinky. This time they are going to go ahead and take Cassiopeia away from Kensti. I do like that adaptation because, of course, here was a lot of the reason villains were able to find their way back in that game. First of all, it was Too Easy diving and not quite killing him because of how he positioned and how he played that dive out. And also just taking the time to go ahead and farm up side lanes when he had the opportunity, and also not doing it unsafely.
Kensti, though, has a very deep champion pool.
Yeah.
He's able to play a lot of champions, and that's not to say Archael can't, but it may be a little bit risky target banning against Kensti. But key champion, like you said in Game 1, taking that off the table, we'll see if they can do it. Trundle coming out again, though.
Yeah, I like the Trundle ban and actually Gangplank as well. The next one to be taken away, so 2 top laners. Though arguably Trundle can be a support. Now we're going to have to see what villains want to take off the board first. Again, Cassiopeia and, sorry, not Cassiopeia, Sivir and Karma are both available. And, hey, it's a Blitzcrank.
I'm going to do, not mic drop, because I can't drop this mic, but
it's a lapel mic,
pen drop, right? Blitzcrank! Blitzcrank! Oh my god, Perkle!
Blitzcrank!
What Blitzcrank?
Blitzcrank!
Okay, let's calm down for a second and actually talk about
this. Is interesting.
So, I mean, picking Blitzcrank in itself is interesting. This is first pick Blitzcrank. Yeah. And you can already see, Too Easy are sitting there, not hovering champions, they're thinking, what is going on? Well, what do we pick?
Blitzcrank can only ever be in a pick comp, or at the very least turns any comp into a pick comp. I like the patient start off here. Just going to go ahead and take Sivir and give a Nidalee back over to Rin Toyama. So that takes Sivir away from Shiny as well. Leaves Karma on the board. Well, actually, no, it can't even be Karma on the board, of course, because
Blitzcrank top.
Yeah, Blitzcrank's already there. Well, they could do a Karma mid. That's always an option, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Dolphs on Elise. And like I said, pick comp, right? Just stuff that's going to marry into a pick comp. Syndra being Hobbit, I would absolutely agree with that.
Syndra, the queen of pick compositions, honestly. Pick that up with Elise as well, and you've got a very standard Season 3 composition that we saw a lot of picks coming out. Of course, Blitzcrank a little bit strange in that, but in any case, like you said, Blitzcrank's got to make it a pick comp. These two champions would make a lot of sense, looking to just find singular targets with long-range stuns, long-range hooks even, take them out of the fight before it even begins, and then go in with a numerical advantage. Eve would be an interesting one though, but honestly, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, so it looks like we've just actually received word that Blitzcrank is a Karma. It is just a placeholder pick. There is still plenty of exciting stuff to talk about though, because Aurelion Sol has been locked in for the mid lane.
Okay, let me get my breath back after the Blitzcrank.
Oh, so excited.
I know, I'm so excited.
Blitzcrank.
But in any case, Aurelion Sol, recent patch, 6.18, he's now in bug fix, so you can't actually see him when he's not somewhere else, right? So he's now actually viable to be played in competitive matches, right? Aurelion's, Aurelion Sol actually equals Shen.
Not placeholders, lots of placeholders. Villains going ahead and making liberal use of the placeholder. So, by the way, for those of you who do not know what placeholders are, of course, the way Champion Select works is you do often want to hide certain picks so that you can avoid unfavorable matchups, which means not everyone will own all of the champions. Sometimes you will pick a champion that is not the champion you want, tell the other team what champion it's going to be, then you jump back into Champion Select again a second time when all your picks have been locked in, you shuffle around the right way, and then we have a Karma and a Shen.
Yeah, so just to be clear, Blitzcrank is Karma, Aurelion Sol is Shen.
That actually takes Shen away from Jack Attack quite crucially. They're going to give him Na instead, which I do like out of 2 easy, but makes it a little bit trickier for him, I feel, in that top lane. I mean, it's still tanky, right? And he likes those tanky champions, but like you said, it's not quite his comfort zone.
He's got a lot of experience on Na, and moving into the Shen, if Shen plays it right, he can dodge a lot of damage, particularly out of Hyper, which also, by the way, nerfed in this patch, just a small amount, so it's going to have almost a rough time against Bun Bun in the top lane on that Shen. But if he's able to play it correctly, Na is such a bully, can actually take Shen out of lane nice and early on. But also, that Bard pickup I love, Cupcake loves to roam, and if you're going to do it on any support, who better than Bard?
Yeah, I really like the Bard pickup there. With the Sivir as well, just it kind of provides a good number of tools. The only thing I'm seeing right now out of 2 easy is a lack of tanks again, and I would like to see them pick up a tank for this last one. But before we go ahead and talk about that, oh my, Hecarim and Shen, where have we seen this before?
Well, if you were not tuning in on Wednesday night,
First of all, why not?
First of all, why not? Villains played a Shen and Hecarim composition then, and absolutely, there's no easy way to put this, demolished Dakota Esports.
They did with that Karma as well.
Yeah.
The move speed boost is just so phenomenal on those two. It's this incredible cavalry charge. You've got Lucian to follow up for the team fight. You've got LeBlanc to help find picks. It's just a really, really devastating charge, funnily enough. And it is going to be Lissandra picked up as the last one for 2 easy. We're going to jump back into Champion Select in just a moment with those placeholders all shuffled about and in the right order. So that'll be quite a quick run through. So we'll have a little bit more time actually to talk about some of these picks. I want to touch on that Lissandra as the last pick up there because first of all, it's going into a LeBlanc. I do like that pickup for that reason. Second of all, I just said would like to see them get some more tanks. Lissandra a little bit less tanky this patch, but still the go-to tanky, damaging mid laner, let's be real.
The key thing is about the Hecarim Shen composition, right, is that it comes in with a sudden burst of an onslaught, right? An onslaught of shadows because that's his ultimate, but they're all there in a sudden instant. 2 key pickups coming out from 2 easy are going to make the defense strategy against this way more important, right? They've got Bard and they've got Lissandra. Lissandra can ult herself if she's ever in trouble, and Bard can just throw the Tempered Fate on the key targets on his team, hopefully catching Hecarim, maybe Shen at the same time, and locking them up, giving them a second or two to breathe and take notice of what's going on, and then take control of the team fight back.
Well, the thing I kind of want to touch on as well is Lissandra, with quick enough fingers, can just ult the Hecarim with the Shen on the back. Then Sivir pops on the hunt, the entire team backs on out, and like you said, you can kind of back away, reassess the fight, and when you've got something like a Na and a Nidalee, that's a really, really powerful tool for you. Because once that first charge hasn't connected, there's not a whole lot of follow-up this team has. I mean, they can try and land a taunt, but then there's going to be a Bard that can help his team, going to stun up anyone who tries to follow the taunt up. You've got the Na who can slam the squishies against the wall. You've just got so many re-engage tools once you've stopped that first charge. And they've got the tools to do that. So Villains, this worked on Wednesday, but they're playing it against a very different team comp here.
Very, very different indeed. But of course, we're talking about how Shen and Hecarim team fight for Villains, right?
Team fight.
Don't do that, please.
Right.
Never
well,
again.
You put it in my head now.
I have put it in your head, but
Sorry.
they can do other things, right? They're very fast, they're very mobile, they've got a lot of burst damage, they can go for some picks, right? LeBlanc, an assassin-based champion in the mid lane. Now, we haven't seen that style of champion for a very long time, so they could move around the map and look to take out picks, like we were talking about before. Maybe they don't have blitzkrieg, but they can still definitely go for picks.
They absolutely can. And I feel like that's what they're going to need to do, especially if they really want to get ahead for those devastating charge type team fights, you know, the cavalry being there and whatnot. Let's take a bit of a breather, though, while Arcadian does all the talking for us, and we'll be right back.
Powered by Playtech. Hey guys, my name's Arcadian and welcome to How to Play League of Legends, where I'm going to walk you through the basic concepts around one of the world's most popular online games, all so you can get a piece of the action. The first topic we'll be looking at is something that many people call last hitting or CSing. Now, obviously, the goal in League of Legends is to destroy the enemy's core structure, the Nexus. But to do that, you first need to shut your enemy out, because what makes the difference between them stomping you or you stomping them is which items you have. Think of items like accessories to your car. You start off with a stock standard car, just the regular, but add a turbo, an exhaust, and now you're ready to race. This is where you want to be, and the faster you can get to this point, the better off you'll be. The thing is, just like in the real world, these items cost gold, and gold isn't easy to come by. Players get a small amount of trickle of income throughout the game, but the only reliable way to get gold is by killing either your enemies or their minions. And this is where last hitting, or CSing, is born. When a player deals the final damage, and only the final damage on a minion, they're granted a small amount of gold. About 15 of these minions are worth the same amount as killing an enemy player. In professional and higher level play, the first 10 or 15 minutes of the game are focused very heavily around players trying to get as many last hits as possible, while simultaneously stopping the enemy from getting theirs. Statistically, there is a very strong relationship between how good a player is and how many of the enemy minions they can extract gold from in the opening minutes of the game. And so if you're looking to go pro, this is an art that is vital to master.
Alright, well thanks very much, Arcadian. We have about a minute or so before we go ahead and hit the rip for Game 2, so let's just do a bit of a recap of these team comps. What are the win conditions for these guys?
So we talked about it a lot in, a few minutes ago. Villains with the Hecarim Shen composition, they're just going to want to trample all over you in team fights, go for that really long range engage. They've got a few other tools they can use. Of course, they've got Lucian. It's similar to Game 1, where you're looking similar to Game 1 with Too Easy, where they ran Lucian. They're looking to get a mid-game power spike, right? They're meant to snowball off the early game. Too Easy, however, have a lot of tools to deal with that.
Yeah, we were kind of speaking about that as well. In fact, they've got like the exact tools to deal with this, right? So the thing I kind of want to touch on with that is the Villains pulled this exact thing out on Wednesday against Decode. Kind of threw Decode into disarray as well, because Decode had come in with their own plan, and it wasn't a plan to react to what the Villains picked up here. Too Easy have now seen the Villains do this, they know that they like to do it, and they know how it's done, which means they now know exactly how to counter it, and they've picked exactly how to counter it, in my opinion.
So I think Too Easy, their win condition, it's team fights, but the difference to Villains is that Too Easy want to win team fights in a reactionary style. They want to force Villains to bring the team fight to them, and then, like I said a few minutes ago, use the Tempered Fate, use the Frozen Tomb from Lissandra, even defensively, just to survive the team fight. Take a second or two to realize what's going on, and then use that all-powerful Gnar ultimate. You've got Nidalee off in the wings, reactionary, but also keeping vision so they know what's coming.
And it's a bit of an odd one because, of course, Villains want to do exactly that, so maybe they will play right into Too Easy's hands here. That being said, last game they were confident with their team fights. We're going to see if they're confident again as we go ahead and hit the ref for game number 2. Villain sitting on a 1-0 lead. Can Too Easy start to pull it back?
Too Easy, of course. They're looking at best 3 points coming out of the series with that 2-1, if they can pull it off. But that's 2 games in a row. And it's against the defending champions. A lot of pressure coming onto the Rift right now. They are on their last life this week. They're ready to defend. And as you can see, they're not taking any risks early on. But Shiny and Purple, I think they're out for blood.
They absolutely are. Or at the very least, out for Grump. They know exactly where Blinky is. And like I said, out for Grump. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and bully out that Grump start. Jack Attack going deep for a ward. He's going to take a bit of damage from Kensty on the way back, but no dramas.
I think, now we also saw this in Game 2 where they ran the same composition. I think Villains are going to play very aggressively just as these jungle camps spawn. So it's going to be absolutely crucial that Too Easy keep the vision on the entrances of their own jungle, particularly around that Grump. Make sure that no shenanigans, I'm going to say it again, shenanigans. No action, no battle, no blood is shed around Grump. But they're not doing it. They're actually just coming straight into lane. They've got about 15 seconds to head back up, though. They need that ward. They've got a ward there, so that's going to keep it clear.
I don't know that they can get back to Krugs in this time. Actually, they are going to retreat to Krugs, and it's going to be Too Easy.
They're looking for the cheese.
Yeah, they're setting up something cheeky.
But it's warded.
Yeah, it is warded. And well, actually, what this could be is a catch as...
a counter catch.
No, they can't, because like you said, yeah, warded. So there's going to be no catch out of Too Easy, and they just come into lane with a... with an experienced disadvantage.
Yeah, and of course the minions aggroing onto them in that bush means that, well, Blinky and Cupcake are going to know what's going on. They've figured it out, that's right. But they've completely blown their chance to get an early experience lead by taking a jungle camp. Didn't even go for pushing the lane early on because they thought they were going to get the jump. So already on the back foot for that bot lane.
And Karma benefits from that level 2 a lot more than Bard as well, so the fact that Shiny and Purple have kind of secured that for themselves is good news for them. Cupcake, though, still going to feel quite comfortable on that. Now, all lanes just kind of taking it slow, taking it easy. Jack Attack with the early level 2 up top actually is quite crucial. If he can stop Bunbun's level 2. Nope, never mind. There's the last CS thing.
Pretty hard to stop
Jack
someone's
Attack
level 2.
to the Mega, though. He is going to get some damage down onto Bunbun. Bunbun's actually taking minion aggro while he's in here, so he does kind of lose out this trade.
A lot of minion aggro there, not even able to use the shield. Rintoyama looking a little bit healthier in the jungle last time we saw him at the start of Game 1.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a rough start. And also last time we saw him eking out a solid CS lead against Dolph. A little bit harder with Dolph's on that equally mobile Hecarim. But nonetheless, Jungler's having quite a comfy start.
Also something key to note is Dragon number 1 is going to be the Inferno Drake, the team fighting dragon. And as we said in Champions, like both teams are going to want to do that. So we're going to see a lot of competition going around there. We're only 3 minutes in, and it's a 400 gold lead.
It's actually not an insignificant gold lead, really. That's coming out of a combination of Blinky and Jack Attack. It's only a tiny amount, but I would expect as well to see Rintoyama start to pick up a bit of a CS lead as well, especially if he gets the chance to invade. Dolph still has camps that he hasn't got, though, so it's not really a lead. At least not in the jungle.
Well, if the jungle camps respawn, maybe he'll be able to get that gold out. Still got blue buff to get as well, so Rintoyama is alright.
He's going to go ahead and get that now. Still looking fairly healthy, and he's going to be able to heal up after that. Dolph's looking for the early pressure on Jack Attack, though. And that hop cooldown has just been nerfed as well, so Jack Attack is not going to have too easy a time to get out of this. And he's going to go ahead and commit to it. Jack Attack just goes mega. He's too busy trying to kill Bunbun, and he knows he's a dead man. Was busy trying to get a 1v1 skirmish. Dolph's getting the drop on Jack Attack completely.
And super key that they waited for that Mega Nard to come out when the mobility is massively down. Rintoyama,
he wants to answer.
He knows where Dolph was, so he's looking for some damage.
Oh, and he can thread the needle. Kensty committed as well. He does get away under the turret, but Rintoyama does not need to get much damage in. Throws the spear! Oh! Just sniper's nest from the bush there. Kale was the one to draw out Kensty. Smooth moves. Rin didn't even need to thread the needle. Dolph wants to go for a return gank now onto Jack Attack, but this time he's got the hop, still got the flash. And he's going to be completely fine. And now Dolph's is overcommitted to this top side because his jungle is now getting thoroughly invaded.
Yeah, you can actually see Rintoyama smashing him in CS, so Dolph needs to answer somewhere. He's putting pressure on top lane, but Jack Attack very smartly is warding out Rintoyama. Dropping a lot of vision around that, like I said, very important dragon on the early game.
Yeah, and Dolphs did not go ahead and clear up that top side of the jungle while he was there, so this is all Rintoyama's Rin Farmer? I don't know. Like, I thought there might be a pun there.
There's no pun there, sorry.
Look, I regretted that the moment I started saying that. The words have come out of your mouth in slow motion. It was like that. But in any case, Rintoyama are going to be able to increase the CS lead, exactly what we saw last game as well. So very crucial that 2easy can do this again if they want to start executing on their team comp.
Kind of important that Kenzie died very early on as well. It wasn't the kill over to RKL, so it's not going to be a huge advantage. It's time not in the lane though. And Kenzie forced to buy that Negatron cloak as well. Going to make it a little bit harder to put out any kill pressure at all. So we'll see if he can keep that CS lead that he's traditionally had every single game so far of the tournament.
Jack Attack is still playing really aggressive up top there. I think this time there is the information on Dolphs. Ooh, Johnny. He's going to be able to dash out. Not quite going to eat the Boomerang Blade.
Jungler's not quite close to level 6 yet. Well, Rintoyama, he's level 5 because he's been out farming. Still with a steady 12 CS lead.
Level 6 isn't all that crucial for Nidalee compared to the Hecarim though.
Very, very, very important for Hecarim, especially Dolphs with the amount of ganking that he has been putting out. Is he going to focus on the top lane again? Right now we're seeing him sitting in the bottom lane. A lot of vision around, but both junglers coming to the mid lane.
Oh, both committed. Kenzie gets stunned up. They're going to try and close it out. They get the clone. RKL now pushed under the turret. Tanks a shot. Dolphs gets that. The Stand United on Kenzie means Rintoyama can't follow that up. And RKL overcommitting a little bit there, going on ulting Kenzie as he blinked away. Man, couldn't really follow up, and Dolphs just getting the better movement.
Now, Cupcake trying to find the stun there. A little bit hard against Perkle. Shiny as well, pretty mobile. Taking a bit of free damage as well. He's got that snowflake? It's a snowflake, right?
Well, I don't know. It's Elderwood Bard, so it's like some kind of mystical space flower.
Rintoyama, though, he's going to walk past a pink ward if he does go down any further.
Dolphs is busy on the return gank in the mid lane, so Rintoyama needs to do something quick if he wants to go for something. They do spot Dolphs, so RKL is going to be safe, but... Oh, now Rintoyama's still on a ward. Oh, no, he's going to get doted upon. Dolphs, he's found him. Charges him against the wall. Rintoyama just kind of stood and let it happen. He's able to dash away. And given that Dolphs knows the bottom lane can roam up, he's not going to commit any further onto that.
Really can't do anything as well because RKL is nearby. He's level 6, but...
Ooh. Oh, no, Bun's going to flash in and commit to Jack Attack. He doesn't have that ranged Waffle Blade anymore. Jack Attack going mini. This is super tense. Bun, he's going to get a shield up in a second, though, so this is not something Jack Attack can commit to. He just has to take the CS deficit that he will accrue from that farm going over to Bun and walk slowly back to lane.
He doesn't have teleport to get back either. I mean, it means he'll have it later on for the team fight with Rintoyama. Come on. That's Dolph's blue buff.
Get away. And Dolphs does get that blue buff. Isn't able to give it over to Kenzie, unfortunately for him. RKL, though, a little bit more blue buff dependent. He's going to need that when it comes up on the respawn.
Looks like he's heading over, just to be ready. Yeah. But more importantly, probably going to drop some vision, I'd hope. Come on, RKL.
There we go.
Don't prove me wrong. There we are. And pink ward as well. So he's
might be looking for a Rift Scuttler as well in that area.
He'd have to spend too much time to do it, lose CS.
There's a good lot of vision around the dragon area in that bottom side, though, for 2easy. Gold is looking a little bit more even, but that doesn't really mean much at this point in the game. Like we said, both of these teams just kind of want to take their time ramping up to get to those team fights, and it's all going to be execution of those team fights. Rin doesn't quite pull it off that time. Now he's actually going to try and bully out Dolphs. Actually, yeah, he did still steal it. He's using the early damage really well, but the collapse is going to come in. Dolphs goes ahead with the ultimate, but RKL is there. They get the kill on Dolphs. Now Bun's in trouble because Jack Attack's already in the collapse. They're trying to keep him, keep the pressure on him. The Bard coming in as well. Going to take that very magical journey indeed as they find Bun. Really, really smooth collapse there by 2easy.
What are they going to take out of this though? They've got the Rift Scuttler, they've got the jungler nearby. Rift Herald could be on the table. It's very early on.
I would like that on Jack Attack. I mean, getting that on the Nara is good news no matter how you slice it. Actually, Jack Attack has managed to build up a CS lead again in that top lane. So giving that over to him could be very crucial. They're not going to go for it at all, though. They're just going to go back to their lanes for the time being, look for another solid move. But now bottom lane does know that Blinky is... Sorry, Cupcake is nowhere near, or rather that Blinky is unsupported. But he has to get back to the turret. No sweat.
Key thing about what happened around that Herald, though, is that villains were, 2easy were able to drop a lot of deep vision into the villain's jungle. They're going to know when Dolphs is coming back. If they don't see him there, they know he's on the bottom side of the map. RKL, trust me, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, he takes a chunk of damage, but he's already picked up a Negatron cloak nice and early. Good news for him, and Now with Cupcake back in lane. Bot lane's going to be safe too, so too easy. They're not going to get the drop on them anytime now, or rather, villains won't get the drop on them.
Cupcake.
Or will they?
Be careful, buddy.
Puts the ward down. Dolphs, yeah, he knows he can't commit. Not when Cupcake can Magical Journey away. Can I just touch on that as well? Because Magical Journey is a great way to escape a charging Hecarim.
That is true. Imagine you get to charge on through with it. But Kensley's going to be alright. Is he going to turn it around?
Kale commits very deep. He can't really take any more damage there.
Come on, minions.
Nah, the minions aren't going to be able to get it. But that does not force anything out of Kenstey. Rintoyama didn't quite have the damage. And that does give Arkael a bit of room to back up, though.
Neither mid laner has teleport available, so they're going to have to walk on back to the lanes. Neither team getting commanding dragon control, but Bun.
Yeah, Jack Attack just sang and stay there.
I feel like every time these guys start a fight, I should just never stop my point. They're never going to die.
No one's going to die, yeah. I mean, if they do, it's because there's a gank, and we probably saw it coming. But Rintoyama able to pick up more vision around this bottom side dragon, and with that gold lead in their pockets, they might start to look to pressure that soon. I think they want to get Arkael just a little bit bigger first.
Yeah, definitely important for that.
Whoa, shiny.
It'll be fine, but it's very, very key that they got all those wards up the river, because that's where Dolphs is going to come, with Shen probably riding on his back as the onslaught comes along. But the other key thing is that Dolphs can just do it from behind the turret. You have to go incredibly deep for that.
And they have the Stand United available. He's already going to start looking for it. Cupcake isn't here, but again, he's going to be able to Magical Journey. Oh, just barely makes it through. Nearly got pushed away from that. They probably wouldn't have had the damage to kill him anyway, but that's the strength that Rintoyama going to answer in the top lane now.
That turret's gone!
Reward, but yeah, the turret is donezo for sure. And Bun might be following it to the grave. It is, wow! Huge damage out of Rintoyama. Just the burst from the Nidalee. Nice out-rotation there by Too Easy.
And they pick up the first turret kill as well, getting that bonus gold from the initial demolition. Going to set them 3,000 gold ahead, and only 11.5 minutes into the game. That kind of lead is huge. Villains need to match it somewhere on the other side of the map. They're getting vision down, but no turret, no kills.
Oh, hold on.
Or am I speaking a little too soon?
Dolphs wants to go in from behind, and Bun's just respawned. He's going to start off with a Grump. He will be going over vision if he goes from this direction, but that's not necessarily a terrible thing if he can just get in quick enough. And, you know, when you come in from that side, where do you even Magical Journey to as Cupcake?
Cupcake needs to be on point with Tempered Fate. Needs to land it as soon as Dolphs lands.
Maybe Dolphs want to go on the mid lane as well. I mean, he has the options. He is going to commit to the mid lane. Arkael, he's going to commit the ultimate onto Kenstey.
Does he ult?
He takes the path out. Dolphs, he commits, but that's the wrong direction because he's walked right into the rest of the members here. Bun finally going to commit with the Stand United. Arkael, Kenstey swoops that one up. Rintoyama and Jack Attack were too busy taking Rift Herald, but Jack Attack has been able to turn one around on Dolphs. He does not have anything to deal with Kenstey though. Now Bun in. Rintoyama knows he can't commit. Jack Attack's about to go mini, and Bun gets one back. They walked right in. Too easy, but they were too busy with the Rift Herald.
So unfortunate trade there for Too Easy, and it's even being matched on the bottom side of the map as Shiny and Perkle. They've noticed Cupcake's gone. They're starting to rip down this turret. Blinky's back with his wave clear though. Going to keep it alive for a few seconds longer.
Yeah, it was fascinating as well because Arkael used all his retreat tools to retreat to his team, who then kind of didn't back him up. Needed to get away to the turret. Maybe would have played that a little differently if he had known Rintoyama was going to stay on the Herald rather than fighting.
Things looking a little bit dark around the dragon area, but they're going to start it up anyway. This is a dangerous game with no wards around the backside of the dragon. Dolphs is a while away, and they do actually have vision of that.
It's funny, right? As much as Too Easy don't have much vision, it's not like villains have any more, and you're right, they know that Dolphs isn't there because of the other vision they have, so they do get their pickup. That is really key. That is an Infernal Drake, and we talked about how this game was probably going to come down to execution on both of these teams' teamfights. Well, having that flat boost to all your stats is a pretty great way to come out ahead of teamfights.
So Rintoyama setting up his own jungle, needs to keep vision control around that river. In fact, just all game wards need to be on their mind because that's exactly how they beat this villain's team comp.
Yeah, Arkael continuing to take a bit of damage in this mid lane. Kenstey is going to be a real threat before long. I mean, Arkael, he will still ramp up and do a lot of damage, have a lot of defensive stats as well, but I mean, Kenstey, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially, I would say, for Jack Attack, because he is tanky, but he has not got any magic resist and probably won't for a long while.
Actually opting for the Black Cleaver as well. A much more damage-focused build, particularly after Frozen Mallet got changed to give more health than damage. Could have gone that's the route as well, to go more tanky, but definitely, there's no question about it. He wants to deal damage.
Well, spotting out Dolphs again means Arkael knows he's not going to commit it on. They maybe want to go onto Kenzie, but I think it's a bit dangerous. Kenzie's doing a great job actually of bullying out Archael here now, and Archael is having to blow pretty important cooldowns to stay alive, and that means they're not up for fights.
Oh, the teleport in the bottom lane.
Oh wow, Blinky got low. Not sure what happened there, but Cupcake
does he follow?
No, he gets the long journey back, and yeah, the teleport having been committed by Kenzie kind of bullied out Blinky there. This is probably going to be a turret pickup, unless there's a really whip crack fast response. No, the turret's too low.
It's very, very low. But the key thing right now is that villains, they need to be very careful while Bun Bun is laning, because Jack Attack has kept him straight underneath his turret.
Yeah.
He's been ahead all game. Look at the CS lead.
Yeah, and he's now pressuring out this turret, which means Too Easy can also pressure out the middle turret. So villains, they might actually still lose out on this trade if they don't rotate quickly enough here. Yeah, the journey's already there to help the retreat.
See you later, Kenzie.
Yeah. Oh no, Kenzie's going in. He's going to get ulted up, but they want to commit. They put someone on his back, but it's not enough. Bun Bun is not going to arrive because Kenzie's already dropped down. Now Dolphs has to retreat. The top and a turret goes down, and the villains, a little bit of hubris there, overcommitting to the mid lane.
I think that's the second time we've seen that sort of thing coming out from NZGC players right now. Jack Attack, he doesn't need to retreat. Half of the villains just, well, either died or got forced to recall. They're going for the Rift Herald right now. If Jack Attack picks this up, there is going to be nowhere for Bun Bun to hide without him losing his turrets.
He's already putting a ton of pressure in that top side. He doesn't even need to get turrets now. He just needs to keep Bun Bun occupied. They're going to be able to pick up this Rift Herald. Oh, it's a bit dicey because the fight's going to come in. Rin Toyama gets the escape. Cupcake as well. Oh no, the portal closes. Jack Attack is caught on the wrong side of this one. Does unfortunately drop down. So the villains do get one back on the board, but it is still a 3k gold lead right now for Too Easy.
At the same time as well, Blinky's had plenty of time in this bottom lane. He's going to be able to pick up a turret in response.
No, he's not going to because Kenzie's here. No, Kenzie's here now. Oh, there is, but he has gone ahead and committed it.
He's dodging every spell. He can turn it around.
He's dodged out one. Kenzie's going to try and commit, and you're right, he can turn it around. Bun Bun is going to be here, though. Blinky needs to be careful. He didn't spot Bun Bun, and Kenzie went straight back in. He got the turret, but that was... Yeah, he could have waited. He could have got the turret later. Blinky maybe should have just backed up a little, knowing that Kenzie can kill him at any time.
So many small things happening there. That's just setting villains behind. Not villains, sorry, Too Easy. Setting them a little more behind than they needed to be. Jack Attack failing to make it through the portal. Blinky overstaying. Did get the turret. And they're still 4,000 gold ahead. But they can't allow villains to do the same thing they did in game one.
Yeah, I mean, last game, one of the struggles that Too Easy faced was not always executing as cleanly as they needed to. And you're right, those tiny mistakes. It's really hard to call them mistakes because they are only tiny, but they are mistakes nonetheless. Really speak to them maybe having that same struggle in this game. They do have the gold lead right now, though, and like we said, probably this game will come down to the team fights.
Look at where the gold is, though. It's all on Jack Attack and on Rin Toyama, of course. There's a fair amount of CS coming up from Blinky, but he's got no kills, no assists, in fact, 0% kill participation. Come on, mate, help out your team. But in any case, they're relying on Jack Attack and Rin Toyama to bring out the damage right now. Jack Attack's doing that in the top lane, but not on the team fights.
Yeah, and that's a really, really hard place to be relying on your damage from. Meanwhile, the villains currently have it on Kenzie and Dolphs, and you're much more comfortable with it being on Dolphs, given that he'll be diving, and Kenzie, given that he can burst someone like Blinky out of a fight.
Blinky, though, we've seen his good use of the spell shield, good use of even dodging the abilities out of Kenzie, so if he can keep his positioning on point, we should be able to stay alive. Now, the key thing to note is we're still in the mid game, but we're moving further into the late game, and that's where villains are going to be I hate to say it, but a one-trick pony on that Hecarim, right? Because they're not going to have the mid-game power spike coming out from Lucian later on.
Jack Attack now doing in bottom what he did in top, going to start the siege out there. Dolphs gets spotted out on his Gallivant towards the mid lane. And again, Too Easy, still holding positional advantage over this map. They do still need to play very careful, though, because the team fight can kind of come out of nowhere.
Of course, they've got to keep that vision down. But of course, we've seen villains. They're moving around, clearing so much vision right now. They've got a scanner on Dolphs, a scanner on Perkle, ready to keep the vision down.
They're a fantastic team when it comes to vision control. Always a strength of theirs. And arguably one of the things that Leave them, what people would consider a cut above the rest. RKL going to rotate into the mid lane in case that fight breaks out. Yeah, totally spotted out as he does that. I don't think he minds too much, but Dolphs has been spotted as well. They're going to try and get some pressure around this dragon area. They need to respect the team fight, though. This is where Hecarim likes to charge.
But of course, look in the bottom lane. Jack Attack is drawing 2 members of the villains down there. This dragon is dropping incredibly quickly. It's spotted out.
Yeah.
They can't go for a dragon steal, but they could be in trouble.
Oh, nice tempered fade. Actually even catches Dolphs. They might want to kill him. But they need to respect the charge. There it goes, but it catches no one. He missed everyone. And now he drops on down. Cupcake the only one taking damage. There's going to be a culling out. They do find RKL. And now it's Oil, even Stevens, Blinky getting a ton of damage onto Shiny. They can't quite commit. Oh, Rentoyama goes for it, but he does not. Oh, no, he does. That was so tight. So close. Bun dropping down. Now Kenzie, very little damage on him. It's not quite enough. Cupcake as well, healthy enough on the backside that he's, funnily enough, able to get the double kill. Picks up Perkle, a dragon and an ace. And that is exactly what we said Too Easy needed to do. And that is exactly what they just did.
Oh, and the key thing was Dolphs missing that ultimate. He got the damage, but not the fear.
It's hard to even connect it at that point, though, because you've been caught. The other team is ready for it. They scattered. They knew they needed to. And it just worked. That is the catch and re-engage we talked about from Too Easy. Amazing execution by them. And now a 7k gold lead as their reward.
Picking up that Ocean Dragon as well. Going to be able to keep them a little bit healthier as the game goes on. They can even opt to go for a bit of a siege style. They've got Blinky who can clear the waves, Rintoyama who can poke them out underneath the turret, and then, again, threaten the villains. Say, you've got to come team fight us sometime, but we're going to be ready. So you've got to make a choice.
Yeah, and that was a lot more even than what this next team fight will be, no doubt. Villains, they do need to bide their time, maybe ramp up a little bit more in power before they look for another team fight, but that is going to be quite tricky. That being said, we did see last game, you know, they made sure that when they got the opportunity for the comeback, they had set themselves up for it. No doubt they will do that again.
Another way that Too Easy can put the pressure on the siege style that I'm talking about, Jack Attack and his split pushing. Look at the CS lead, 60-something CS. He's already got a few kills. He's got 2 completed items, particularly
Frozen
now.
Mallet. Oh.
Yeah, Frozen Mallet. If Bun gets caught out of position for a second, he's not going to be escaping. So Jack Attack is going to be keeping everyone down on the bottom lane if he needs to. He's got Kenzie down there, and Teleport is ready. Also,
sort of the other tools we talked about, just the straight-up Bard stun. You know, Hecarim runs towards you. Well, that's exactly
here we go!
Oh, they've got the catch again on Dolphs, and he's not going to be able to go charging on in. They already found Perkle as well. Rintoyama closing out that kill. Dolphs now. Run as fast as you can. RKL will always be behind you. Bun,
come on!
Stop the backs. They're actually going to try and find Bun as well. Dolphs, really, he's just trying to buy time. He knows he's going down. RKL going to move in to pick up that one as they look to chase out Bun as well. Rintoyama and Cupcake. Bun can't even go toe-to-toe with the jungler and support right now. Oh, Shiny is there to help him out, but I think they're going to be able to get out of this one too easy. They've got the rest of the team able to start collapsing as well. Shiny and Bun, I think the best case scenario is they get out. I don't think they can really get kills. Rintoyama going to be able to hop over the wall. Now Shiny gets stunned up. RKL there for that one. Scoops up a kill. They've got another one on the board. Bun going to get routed and chased down. And again, the villain's looking worse for the wear after a fight.
Kenzie!
No, he doesn't quite trade one back. Cupcake gets out fine.
They're not going for the Baron, are they?
No.
Okay, Scuttlecrab's there. They're just clearing the vision right now. Dolphs is almost
back.
They're going for it. Dolphs is back up, but no ultimate. Bun is ages away.
They absolutely can commit to this, you're right, because Bun, like you said, is ages away. The Baron, it doesn't even need to go super fast, but it is absolutely going fast enough.
Villains can contest.
They can try. They've got Perkle and Kenzie, but they don't have Shiny. They try to go in with Kenzie, and he pays for it with his life as the Baron's already gone down. Perkle on the retreat. Dolphs, he knows better than to commit, and Too Easy now open out the gold lead to a stunning 10,500.
And that's with Baron buff too. Siege potential, split push potential, and team fight potential. Look at the gold lead compared to the top laners. Almost 3,000 gold. That's a very expensive full item for Jack Attack over his lane opponent.
Yeah, that bottom lane turret is not long for this world, to be sure, with Jack Attack. 2 items up and now a Baron buff as well. Bun, we were saying he was having trouble against the jungler and support. Well, he's been having trouble against his lane opponent too. Gold lead is just phenomenal for Jack Attack.
So the question now is going to be how the villains deal with this. They've got a sieged up, Baroned up, Too Easy, ready to run at them at any time.
No, Blinky, he knows he's not going to be too caught out there. Again, Bun
Probably not going to be able to go toe-to-toe here. They actually want to go and collapse on Bun Bun. They're going to commit with the Tempered Fate. That lets them set up now. Oh, great timing on the stun. Bun Bun is done, and the turret soon to follow.
Honestly, Bun Bun is done.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
It is.
But now...
Yeah, so they're going to be able to continue the siege on, keeping Jack Zack in the mid lane actually, while the other four go to work on the bottom side, cracking open the base, looking for an inhibitor. No tank available for the defense. They're going to catch on to Purple. Oh, they want Shiny. They actually just dropped him where he stands. Purple now going to follow. They're going to pick up an inhibitor as well off the back of this one. Death Divers are quite low.
Is this game?
I think they want to. They've certainly got the minions for it. I mean, it's
There's three of them.
But it's enough because they've got the damage. They've got the Baron buff as well. Dolphs, without Bun Bun on his back, can't commit. Bun Bun is about to come up, but Dolphs now has only one turret, and too easy. They can just back away. They can just take their time.
Because now they've got the split push potential in the bottom lane. They can drop Jack Attack in the top lane and just siege right down the middle lane. And
it's the 1-3-1. Only the super minions are your other one. It becomes a 1-4-1.
1-4-1. But in any case, another turret falls once more. We've got, what is that? Maths. 15,000 gold lead for too easy right now.
Just processing.
I know, right?
I like to imagine you're like one of those savants on a TV show where like the numbers are appearing in the air before you.
It's like when you watch Sherlock.
53.5 minus 38.7. You got it there. Good job, bud.
You got it. So, yes, 15,000 gold lead.
But the pressure is so immense here from Too Easy. Now, with no inner turret standing, 2 inhibitors still up, but really very little in the villain's favor right now. They've only taken 1 turret of their own, like you said, about 15k in the bank for Too Easy. And this time, they're looking a bit more confident with closing out.
And if you're looking for a siege, particularly an extended one, which would go in the favor of Too Easy, 2 Ocean Drakes is one of the best ways to do it. Any poke that comes out onto you, just heal it back up. Suddenly just keep them pinned inside their base. Super minions will bring them away from your next target, which has got to be those inhibitor turrets. Maybe the Baron, when it comes up.
Eventually. Well, it hasn't even expired yet, sorry, so still a little while away on that one. I don't even
Oh, here we go!
Yeah, Dolphy's going to look for the fight. They jump onto Blinky, but he already is able to get away on the retreat. The slam onto Dolphs and Bun Bun. There's no way they're getting out, and a great Intimidate stops up Kenzie. They focus on Perkle and Shiny while they can. Arcale, nice done, just keeps him alive. Kenzie does find one, but he is done for this world. There is the ace. Only Blinky died. They used every resource they had on him and barely got him. They're going to lose everything they have for it.
One Nexus turret's already dead. They could win the game here. They could be the first team to take a game off the villains.
Too easy, making it look too easy as they draw first blood of the villains in the NZGC. It worked so well for them on Wednesday, but the villains need to reassess how they're going to take out these wins after a stunning defeat.
Villains coming into this tournament incredibly confident. That's the word I'm going to use for it. And well, now they've had their first loss. They've tasted defeat, but we're in a best-of-3 series. Villains can still come out of this victorious. They've used their, I'm going to say it again, their one-trick pony style composition. Now they can just go back into it with a style similar to game 1 and see if they can just win out without a bit of a cheesy composition.
Well, that's really, like you said, that's the way they've got to do it. But they've got to be keeping in mind as well, in game 1, they still had a goal deficit. And it was actually Too Easy's mistakes that let them get back into the game. They have to go into this game with a lot more humility. Because Too Easy, in game 1, proved they can get a lead. In game 2, proved they can win off that lead. And now villains need to really respect their opponents. We're going to see if maybe they have learned a bit of respect in just a few minutes. We'll be right back with game 3, so don't go anywhere.
Every challenge is a call to play smarter, to push further, to be better. That's why we put every aspect of gaming under the microscope. We are Logitech G. Gaming is our passion. Winning is our pursuit. Science is our method.